So today I have the pleasure of talking about the work of Sandoz Canada with its customers during the COVID-19 pandemic with Chris Mazur, who is our corporate account and regional sales director at Sandoz Canada for the Western region. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Isabel.
So to start, in a few words, can you describe your responsibilities at Sandoz Canada?
Absolutely. I've got a great team out here in the West where we manage and are accountable to all the Western banners, as well as all of independent pharmacy. So we talk to a lot of people every day.
So we noticed during that pandemic that Canadians have been stocking all kinds of goods, and medicines are no exceptions. How is Sandoz Canada working with its customers in this situation?
Well, yeah, who knew that amlodipine and toilet paper would have gone hand in hand? But right now, it's really about communication and letting our customers know that, hey, we've got plenty of supply on the oral side. There's no reason for people to come in and try and get 90-day supply. And we've really been vocal in terms of what to expect now and what to expect down the road. So hopefully, that translates to their customers, and the big panic around every molecule will slowly subside. And in April, we have started to see that panic buying is starting to slow down. So it's very good.
Good. So the social distancing policies must have been a great challenge for you and your team, and must have changed the way you interact with your customers. So how did it affect the relationships or the way of working with your customers?
Sure. And in Canada, people buy from people. So that face-to-face interaction that happens all the time, that's now gone. So that's a tough piece for sure. But the other thing as well is all the conferences, trade shows, all the other events in which we would discuss new launches, what the market looks like, what Sandoz is doing. All those events they don't exist. So there's a big gap in where we can share information with a lot of people at once. And now we're making more phone calls and making sure that everybody's up to speed on the critical pieces of information that they need to know now.
So in that new way of working, how do you ensure the quality of your services and your work so that you can't meet your clients in person, except for, of course, increasing all those calls?
Yeah, absolutely. And what's interesting is that the sales force has been working out of the office always, right? So we still have access to all the data, reporting, business reviews, all those things that we would share with customers. We would just do it face to face. So really, it's the execution of how we're delivering that information now to them, and it's online, over the phone, over a conference call, or we've also introduced Teams now. So every territory sales manager has got Teams on their laptop. So if a customer wants to visually see either their account manager or a presentation, we have the ability to do that now as well.
So do you see any needs that already existed before the pandemic, but that are becoming even more important now?
I think without a doubt, technology. I think there's lots of areas and lots of gaps in the general day-to-day business in which we can implement a technology solution. And I think those now have come to the forefront, and I think we'll see more technology being implemented at a bit of a rapid pace.
And so what other measures have you put in place with customers to ensure the continuity of supply, for example?
There's really a couple key things that we need to do. And really it comes down to how much supply do we have? So we've increased production on some key molecules that are manufactured in Boucherville. So that will help out the market, not just now, but moving forward in case there is a second wave in the fall. Yeah. And we've also managed supply. So worked with our wholesaler partners to share information on, high velocity products in which they might need to monitor. And of course, our wholesalers are sharing that information with us as well. So putting allocations into place in terms of products that might have a higher demand than what we would have typically forecast.
So do you think that Sandoz Canada will be again recognized by its customers as a trusted partner after that crisis?
Well, honestly, I think we're doing a lot of the right things now. Some we've fully implemented, some we're just starting to implement. So that's good. But at the end of the day, the customers are going to decide if we're a trusted partner with them or not when we come out of this. And what we can do right now is communicate the most recent information we have with customers. So we take some of the unknowns out of their day, and we be as transparent with that information as well, so that they know that they're at least going to get an honest answer from us as we move through this pandemic.
Okay, and so so you mentioned many challenges. What are the biggest you've seen?
I think there's two really that stick out to me right now, and one is it's a bit of a reactive environment. As patients are shifting around from hospital to community pharmacy, we don't necessarily know where they're going to land up and what their requirements are going to be when they get back to the community pharmacy. So they might be in a hospital, or sorry, a hotel. They might be in a long-term care facility. And we need to make sure that we continue to deliver that standard of care when they leave the hospital to community pharmacy, and that we have the molecules that they needed in hospital at community pharmacy. Mm-hmm. The second is routines. And I think this one impacts everybody a little bit differently, but it does impact everybody. And everybody that's had a disruption to their routine, it just adds a little bit of extra stress on a daily basis. So I would say that those are the two big challenges that we're dealing with today on a day-to-day basis.
All right. So let's try and be optimistic. Is there any good coming out of that crisis?
You know, there has to be some good that comes out of this. In fact, I've been wearing shorts since the middle of March, so I think that's a positive right there on its own. But I think what it's also done is it's taken the hard edge off some people. As we're doing all these virtual meetings in different environments, you know, some parents are homeschooling. You know, some people have got their dog that walks through the background, or the kids that walk in. You know, it's really given us a little bit of a different perspective on some of the people we work with and some of our customers. So, you know, if there's a positive, I think that we're going to relate to each other on a different level when we all come out of this.
Yeah, that's all good. And so is there a message that you'd like to conclude with?
You know, and I think it's fair to say that I'm very proud to be working at Sandoz right now. They've taken a lot of the distractions out of the way by communicating with us, you know, where we are today and where we're going down the road. So there's no worry about, you know, am I going to have a job tomorrow? Am I going to be able to make the mortgage payment, so on and so forth? But it also opens up that capacity to our people to be out and continue to talking to our customers in the new reality, so that they can continue to deliver, you know, better access to high quality medicines.
Well, thank you so much. It was a great chat, Chris, and I wish you good luck for your work with your team and our customers.
Thank you very much, Isabel. It was a pleasure talking with you today.